Wherever you are, welcome to a very special edition of Jerry's Take on China. Something I've never done before. I'm going completely unscripted, off the record and or on the record, but without a record. Usually I have written an article and I've assembled some information, but today I just wanted to talk very briefly about one particular thing which is causing a lot of concern on Twitter. Do the British have freedom of speech? Because since the Queen died, there have been lots and lots of incidents reported where someone has been arrested for holding up a sign that says F the new king, or he's not my king, or Andrew, you're a pervert, all of these different things. And Twitter is reporting, and lots of people are commenting, that this is a restriction of freedom of speech. But it's not. Freedom of speech means you're entitled to have that opinion. You're entitled to express that opinion. What these people are arrested for is not for any breach of freedom of speech. They're arrested for breach of the peace. Now, what does that mean? I can have an opinion and I can express that opinion in my own home. I can go to a bar, I can go to a restaurant, and I can express that opinion in public. And that's my right of freedom of speech. But when I go to a large gathering of hundreds or potentially thousands of people who are paying their respects to someone that has died, no matter what you think of that, when you get up and you go against that feeling, that crowd are sympathetic to one cause. A person has just died and they are going there to show their respects. One person comes along and says, I don't agree with this, and they say it loudly, and they say it quite often aggressively, quite often with expletives. And what happens then is that a lot of people turn angry. Then you potentially have a problem. So the police can't arrest everybody who's there for being angry. They take away the person who is causing, who is inciting that anger, and they charge that person with breach of the peace. Now, if they cause damage, if they hit someone, if they resist arrest, there's further charges. But the fact is, they're being arrested for causing a breach of the peace. They're being arrested because if they aren't arrested, there's going to be some trouble, and quite likely it's going to be them that gets into trouble. Because when you go to a place, there's 1,000 people who express one opinion, and you are the one individual who loudly, aggressively, assertively expresses a different opinion, what's going to happen? It's called a breach of the peace. So the police are arresting those people, taking them away. Worst thing that happens to them is probably not a fine, not a penalty. Certainly they don't go to prison. Worst case, they probably go to court and be told, here's a restraining order of some sort. You can't do that again. Or more likely, they'll be taken to the police station where a sergeant or an inspector will tell them, stop being an idiot. Because if we hadn't have pulled you out of there, you probably would have got your head kicked in. And that's why they're being arrested. Now, I don't know if that's controversial or not, but that's a fact. If someone is the only person in a crowd who is anti that crowd, it doesn't matter what your opinions are about royalty, what your opinions are about this, that, or the other, it doesn't really matter. If you're the only person who is loudly, aggressively, and assertively giving your opinion, then the chances are you are going to incite a breach of the peace. So therefore the police will arrest you. Simple as that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.